focused on Indianapolis yesterday during the NFL Combine. The wide receiver group participated in the 40-yard dash that included Alabama's Henry Ruggs putting up an impressive 4.27 time. Michael Irvin, though, was quick to point out that sometimes too much speed can hurt players. Take a listen.
If you give a cornerback any inkling that you are breaking down or taking 2 minute steps, he's closing on that ball so quickly. It's all about control. Those fast guys have to learn how to run fast under control. You know, it's funny, as we look around in the Nishki luncheon room, we've never seen a guy in there that ran a 4.3 with a gold jacket. You know, and I know we put a lot of emphasis on speed out here, but there's no one in there that really ran a 4.3 that has earned a gold jacket.
All right. It is interesting, Shannon. Does Irvin have a point?
He does, Skip. Skip, you can run fast and then you can play fast. Okay. Those are two different things, and I don't think people really understand that. Jerry Rice did not run fast. Shannon Sharp didn't run fast. Steve Largent didn't run fast, but they played fast. Running route, Skip, is all about creating separation. It's about getting in and out of breaks. And what Michael is talking about is like when you're fast, in order for you to get, unless you're running a go route, which is there are more outs, ins, comebacks than go routes in the playbook. Yep. So what Michael is saying is that when you run something other than a go route and you have to decelerate to get out of that break, he said the DB is going to close. He's going to drive on the football. If he sees that you're starting to chop, because Skip, nobody runs a go route chopping. So he's going to drive on the ball. He sees you breaking down what we call putting the blink on, where you got to and get out of that break.
Yep.
They're coming. So if you can't play, Skip, if you can't drop your hips and get out of that break in a hurry, you got no chance. I don't care how fast you are, because you got to realize those DBs, Skip, they get paid max dollars to run as fast backwards as you do forward. So they're really good. They're the best athletes on the field. And I love play wide receiver with a tight end. But the DBs, those guys are better athletes. So Michael is absolutely right. Can the guy transition? Can he set something up? Because, as I said before, there's only one go route.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that you can do off the go route. Yep. But if you can't sell that, Skip, if you can't drop your hips and get in and out of that break, now there's, obviously it's hard for me to believe, Skip, that Bob Hayes didn't run 4.3. He won the gold medal in the 100-meter dash in the 1960 Olympics. 64, excuse me. Randy Moss. But for the most part now, Skip, what we're seeing is that, and when Michael came out and when I came out, Skip, guys didn't leave for 8 weeks, go to these camps in L.A. and Texas and Florida, and just train specifically.
To learn how to run 40 yards.
Right.
Yeah.
Skip, but here's the thing. Guys that are fast, I mean, look, you can take a guy that runs 4 fast and teach him technique, and you can get him to 4.4. You can't get a guy that runs 5 flat and teach him to run 4.4.
No.
So either you're fast or you're not. Now, technique is what can help you run a little faster. You can go from 4.4 to 4.3 with the proper technique. But if you're 5 flat, you're not coming down, because, see, that's what NFL, that's what they like, Skip.
Okay.
See, if you're fast, I can teach you how to run routes. I can teach you how to catch the ball and focus more. I can do drills like that. Either you're fast or you're not. It's kind of like height in basketball. Skip, I can teach you how to dribble and set picks and all that. I can't teach you how to be 7 foot if you're 6'5". I can't do that. So Mike is absolutely right, and we put so much emphasis on speed. Oh, yeah, he can run. How many times is Ruggs going to get an opportunity to open up and use 4.27? Well, he better be able to drop his hip, because when you run that fast, it's just like any car, Skip. You start going 100 miles an hour, it's going to take you longer to slow down than me going 50 miles an hour. So that's the difference. The deceleration, and you're going to tip defensive backs off, and they're going to drive on you. Shad had that thing and just fall out the chair on
That
the
was
head.
it.
That speed out, couldn't nobody do anything with it, Skip.
Just kind of lull them to sleep.
Yeah, the next thing you know what, Jenny?
Oh.
I ran a 4.67.
Yeah.
But do you know who has the longest playoff touchdown from scrimmage in NFL history? Oh, 4.67, Shay.
Tell me.
I mean,
Oh, interesting.
oh, Shay, 4.67. I ain't run 4.2, ain't run 4.3, ain't run 4.4, no 4.5.
The
4.67
Cowboys
it
told
is.
me you ran 4.8 for them.
You see? And you see what the Cowboys missed out on?
You lulled them to
See what the Cowboys missed out on?
I know.
And they're supposed to be the head. Tex Stram started all this combine stuff in 40 time and tracking all that stuff.
No, Gil Brandt.
Excuse me, Gil.
4.67 sounds just fine to me, so you're good.
So over the last 10 years, I've come to love watching the Combine
Great.
40s. It's great, and they
Yeah.
put it on
Prime time now,
prime
Skip.
time, finally.
Can't get enough.
And I was
Hooked.
I was
You
just
hooked.
like, I was hooked, and I watched the whole thing, and I couldn't stop watching. There's NBA on, and I couldn't
great.
stop watching
Yeah.
the Combine. It's just a track meet,
Yes.
and it's fun, but it doesn't translate into what's going to happen on the football field.
No.
Because John Ross still holds the record after last night, thanks to Ruggs having a little shaky.
I haven't seen very many guys, Skip, that complain about running 4.27, but he seemed to be upset that he only ran only
I know. He
4.27.
made it look so easy.
Yeah, the second one, he was really trying too hard, and he was kind of weaving
Yeah.
from side to side.
Right.
He lost some time that way. But
wild.
look, John Ross has had a few moments over his 3 years with the Bengals, but he's been beat up and hurt, and he's not transcendent. He's
No.
not changing the game.
No.
Okay, so let's go back to a guy I knew pretty well, Bullet Bob Hayes, who started all of this
Yes.
because he won the 100-meter dash at the Olympics,
Yep.
but he had played football at Florida A&M
He did.
out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Right.
Okay, so the Cowboys draft him in the 7th round because everybody said he's just a track guy.
For track.
And they start throwing him bombs. Don Meredith, the great Don Meredith, is just bombs away to Bullet Bob in 65 and 66 when he makes his first 2 Pro Bowls. I will remind everybody, he's going up against a lot of white cornerbacks at that point, right? Because
Yes.
about half of them were still white
Right,
cornerbacks.
right.
And it was a complete mismatch because, remember, Bullet Bob ran a 60-yard dash in 5.28. So if I'm doing a little algebra formula backwards, that means his 40 would have been under 4. It would have
Yes.
been 3.8 or 3.9.
Yes.
Okay, that'd be the all-time. So it's a joke how
Yes.
fast he was.
Yes.
And he was 6 feet, 187. So pretty not
That's
bad.
huge
Yeah, I know.
for a 100-meter sprinter. Look
That'll
at Kristen
work.
Coleman. Kristen Coleman probably weighs 155, 160.
Okay, so that broke the mold.
Yes.
But in general, I have found over the years that while speed thrills, it often kills the receiver, where it restricts them for all the reasons that you talked about, because now we've seen the freaks.
Yeah.
Randy Moss, all-time freak.
right.
He's 6'4", 210, or he was 6'4", 210 when he was
Right.
drafted, but he ran 4.25. Well,
Right.
that's absurd.
Unheard of, yeah.
Okay, so he was the greatest ever to me. And we saw 2 other freaks. We saw Julio and Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
And they're huge men, especially Calvin Johnson at 6'2".
No, he's 6'4".
I'm sorry,
you
6'5",
get
6'5",
237.
237. Running 4.35. I mean, it's sick what he was doing.
Yeah.
But both Julio and Calvin didn't have that killer intangibles that Julio doesn't, where they just dominate you. You know, that will to kill sort of thing on the field. Okay, so now we get to the GOAT. You bring up Jerry Rice. He ran 4.7. The Cowboys passed on him because he ran 4.7.
Crazy.
No?
Right.
He's the GOAT.
GOAT.
And to me, my GOAT is Michael Irvin. I told you I would take him just on intangibles and killer will
Right.
over the GOAT, Jerry
Right.
Rice. Michael ran 4.52.
Right.
Okay, so what's going on
Right.
here? What's going on is, who's the best receiver in football right now? Michael Thomas, right?
Right.
He was the offensive player of the
Yeah.
year, right? He just set the record for single-season catches.
144, right? 149.
Okay, he almost ran 4.6. He was 4.57. Is that impressive?
Right.
That's why he fell down to mid-second round,
Right.
right? Should he have
Right.
gone in the top 10?
Yeah, had they know what they know now.
Wouldn't they?
Yes.
Okay, so how does he do it? He does it because he's 6'3", 212. He runs with power and control.
Yes.
And he has physical strength to snatch it the way you did at your position.
Right.
Where if it's going to get in your catch radius, it's going to be
Come
hard
down
to
with
stop Shea Sharp from catching the football,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And once he snatches it, he can turn on you, and you're going to have a hard time getting him on the ground.
Right.
But he can stop, start.
Yeah.
He can set you up and come out of a break quickly.
The Amari Cooper,
Yeah.
the Odell Beckham
Yeah.
Jr. Skip,
Right.
to go back to your Bob Hayes. Bob
Yeah.
Hayes should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. You know why? Because before Bob Hayes, everybody played man-to-man. It was Bob Hayes that forced them to everybody to go to zone
he was-
because he just ran by
You know
everybody.
what? He did revolutionize the
He
game.
did.
Okay, but it took him, he retired in 75.
Right.
It took 34 years for him to get in the Hall as a senior candidate.
Right. It should.
Now, he had
it
an
some
off-the-field issue with a...
But, you know, they said off the field shouldn't have anything
I
to
know.
do with, but
But he had to go to prison
Yeah,
for a little
right.
while. Okay. But the point was that when Michael's saying there's not a 4-3 guy in the hall, well Bob is.
Yeah,
He's not with us anymore, but he's in the hall.
Yeah.
He's not at the Nitschke luncheon,
Right.
but he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I feel very comfortable saying he's the fastest Hall of Famer that we have in that building.
All right.
The bus that's in that building. I feel very comfortable in saying
Okay,
that.
I would agree. Does Tyreek Hill have a shot at being in the Hall of Fame? Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, so he's another freak to me.
Right.
He's a smaller man at, what is he, like 5'10", 185,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, 5'10", 185. He ran 4.28 at a West Alabama
Right,
pro day.
right.
4.28, okay? He's just like scary fast.